Hi everybody, Dan Beer, author of Real Estate Exposed and team lead of the Beer Home team here at Keller Williams, the #1 producing team as awarded by the brokerage for the entire Southern California region. And we're talking about how to achieve the empowered home sale. What does that mean? Right? Have you ever sold your home and not really been sure that you got every last dollar out of the buyer's pocket? Have you ever sold your home, possibly even for the number you wanted, the number you were looking for, but yet we're still left thinking or wondering, could I have more? Could I have had more? Was there a better number tomorrow? Should I have waited through a weekend? Should I have given it another week? Have you ever found yourself with those doubts, even at the conclusion of a successful home sale? And for most people, the answer is yes. And the reason why is that subconsciously we understand that all the traditional home selling model is ever giving us is an individual opinion on price, and most importantly, the traditional home selling model pins the buyer against you, the seller. On the contrary, an empowered home sale, that's the process by which you intelligently bring the market to the home. Okay, let's understand something. What do you even hire an agent for? It's not for them to just give you a number and give you a price. If that's all it were, there would never be a home that didn't sell. But even in this market, the greatest selling market or seller's market in the history of at least my personal business over the last 11 years. And even in this market, there's still hundreds of homes a month that go unsold, expired, canceled, that just fail to sell. And by the way, about it being the best seller's market in all that time, that's not just through my experience. That's literally the facts. Lowest inventory levels we've seen since 2005. All right, so how could it be that there are homes that are failing to sell in that environment? And it's because most home sellers and their agents fail to enact or put together a strategy that can deliver an empowered home sale. Here's what they do. Okay, their goal, and this is at the root of the problem, the goal is typically, for most home sellers, it's let's go find the buyer. Let's go find the buyer. So what happens when you're so narrowly focused on let's go find the buyer, what happens is that you become, you start going through activities that bring you the buyer. That experience looks something like this. This is an individual visiting the home, and they've come and shown up for maybe their 2:15 appointment on a Tuesday, because that's when they wanted to see the house. They get to see the home when they want, right? That's the traditional home selling model. And they see the home on their own. There's nobody else here. There's nobody for them to worry about. And so when this buyer right here says, hey, I'll give you an offer for $500,000, just to use a median price point. $500,000, here's my offer, Mr. Seller. Well, how do you know that's the most the market will bear? How can you be empowered to be certain that that's the most the market will bear, which is the promise your agent most likely made you, right? That's what agents say. You can't, you don't know. All you're ever going to know is that it was that person's opinion of the price, and who they're focused on is you, because there's nobody else here for them to worry about. So who they're going to focus on is you, the seller. Now it's you versus them. And so that does not allow you to feel empowered to know that you're getting the most the market will bear. And that's the root of the problem. Now, here's what it looks like. If you want an empowered home sale, the goal has to shift. It has to change. The goal needs to be find the market. How do you go find the market? And when you go in to find the market, the home viewing experience is one you need to take control of. By having a broad goal to find the market, not just a buyer, then that enables you to go through with certain proven activities that when properly implemented, identify every buyer for a home like yours, and then drive them to a place where they're there to compete with each other instead of competing with you. And so here's what that looks like. A home full of buyers, on appointment, by the way. This isn't an open house. And so if I'm a buyer, you could bet everything you have, I'd rather be negotiating against this seller here. It's just me versus them. But as a seller, you want to operate in this space. You want to go find the market and you want to be right here. Because when you can turn the buyer's focus away from price, away from you, and onto one another, when buyers have to ask themselves, who here do I have to beat to get this home, especially given today's low inventory, when that's the focus of the buyer, now what happens is that each of them are going to step up, put their best foot forward, and you're going to allow price to emerge and rise to its highest, and to really the highest that the market will bear. That the market will bear for your home. Therefore, empowering you as a home seller to know that what you have truly represents market value, not individual opinions, and it allows you to move forward confidently and move your money into wherever else you're going next, knowing that not a single dollar of your equity is left in your buyer's pocket. There's a methodology to this. We've trademarked it as the 5-day blitz. The goal of the 5-day blitz is to deliver the market and give an empowered home sale to you. And it's actually a process that it's not theoretical. It's not something we're guessing at. It's a process we used to sell 188 homes in 2016 alone for $152 million of real estate. It's a process that is so different from the typical way things are done that we've been recognized by the Wall Street Journal among the top teams in the entire nation. And if we can offer you expert implementation of that process, just let us know how we could be there for you. We'll be happy to do it. We actually teach the process at workshops. The reality is it takes a tremendous amount of resources and day in, day out practice and implementation and immersion in order to be able to expertly implement what a lot of agents now are trying to copy and to take components of it and use in their process. But there's just a tremendous amount of resources and coordination necessary in order to be able to deliver the one thing every seller wants, an empowered home sale. Dan Beer with the Beer Home Team. We're here for you. Let us know how we can help.